Hello everybody, Frouwo here. Game 2 of the Next Gen Sponsorship League Season 3 Round of 4 match between HOTSIX and Zephyr. Game started and hopped right in the draft actually pretty much instantly, so I'm very much behind. I'm going to go as fast as I can with this drafting so far. Zephyr banning out, or MVP rather, banning out so far the Slark, the Nature's Prophet, the Lifestealer, the Alchemist, and the Naga. Zephyr banning out the OD, the Timbersaw, the Puck, the Bounty Hunter, and the Weaver. MVP, however, in the meantime, picking up the Nyx, the Marana, the Rubik, the Shadow Fiend, waiting on their last pickup now. Zephyr, in the meantime, picking up the Storm Spirit, the Venomancer, the Visage, and the Bat Rider. And okay, so HOTSIX waiting up on their last pick. Zephyr now waiting for them to pick their last pick, and then theirs. Just need that carry now for Corey. And yeah, so far, MVP going with a pretty squishy gankable lineup, but really having that gank potential as well. So it's going to be a very, it seems like, high action game this game, as both teams really having those heroes that just can put out so much damage in a short period of time, but don't have the sustainability. So in essence, it comes down to who has the better laning phase, the better support rotations. It's all essentially going to come down to that early game phase. If HOTSIX don't win that, they're likely to fall very much behind. If Shadow Fiend doesn't get a good start, going to have to really try and push it towards that late game, as right now they do have so much more carry potential with the Marana and the Shadow Fiend. But really gonna have to see an early good start from them. Don't want too many deaths actually on their side, as their combo thus far really doesn't have any killing potential unless you have Nyx, Rubik, and the Marana there. So you're gonna have to have the two supports as well as the Marana to get a kill. No, rather Nyx likely gonna be not a support, but rather an offlaner of such, or a farmer of sorts, gonna get some XP up in his. Sand King and Rubik are gonna be your support, so Sand King, an interesting pickup. HOTSIX gonna have lots and lots of team fight here. Zephyr, total opposite, gonna have lots and lots of gank, solo kill potential both with the Bat Rider and the Storm Spirit. The Venomancer really being their only team fight at this point, having the Poison Nova. Poison Nova, very good, especially once he hits level 6. Does loads and loads of damage. HOTSIX with these low health heroes may be in trouble with that. But it seems diverse draft by both teams here. Well, not so much HOTSIX. The first 3 picks really standard. Shadow Fiend, not so much. Sand King, even less so. We're gonna see. Have to see how the Sand King works out. But Zephyr picking, of course, up that Storm first for Blitz Dota, and the Venomancer the next pickup. So gonna stop any kind of push attempt MVP has. Don't want them to get that early tower gold for sure. Wards, of course, do a really good job of zoning out all kinds of heroes, all kinds of creeps as well. So it's certainly going to be good on the tower game. And Morphling's last pickup now for Zephyr. So Morphling pickup for Corey. A carry that hasn't really seen too much action in this most recent patch. But of course, always a decent hero. And we're going to introduce MVP first here. We do have Andrew on the Nyx Assassin, Mafia on the Rubik, Sunbi going to be on the Sand King, Banwa on the Marana, and Danny on Solo Mid Shadow Fiend. So Andrew, our offlane from last game, maybe just looking to go in the offlane once again and have Mafia, Sunbi, and Banwa on the top lane. That's what it seems like it's going to be. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we have Zephyr rolling out. Purge going to be in the Visage, Blitz on that Storm Spirit, Corey on the Morphling, Eosin on the Venomancer, Bambo, of course, on that Bat Rider. Could go Woods, could go offlane, could just depend on how difficult this lane's going to be. But definitely going to set up for the Marana stun as the Rubik and possibly the Sand King there. Could do a whole lot of work if he ends up being up there. And Sentry Ward being placed up by MVP on this lane, so gonna deward that as soon as the Electric comes down. Seems MVP is gonna put Mafia and Andrew on this bottom lane. Oh, rather just exchanging wards. Not words, just words. And Bambo just getting tangos so far. And the reason you're gonna be on bottom. No one's gonna pick it up as of now, and Andrew gonna spread out that ward, so we're gonna go down. No one to contest it from Zephyr, so ward lost for the first couple minutes of the game. Not the best for them. And so our mid lane matchup is gonna be Blitz against the Shadow Fiend. And Bambo not actually gonna go to the top lane at all, just gonna farm it in the woods. But this mid lane matchup, gonna have to really see some well executed play from Blitz. Gonna have to shut down the Storm Spirit, or the Shadow Fiend rather, as early as he can. Try to make sure he doesn't get too many souls. But 2 creeps on the first wave, 4 Shadow Fiend, Blitz getting 3. Well done by him, and we're gonna have a very quick rotation out from Zephyr on this mid lane. Or it could just be getting all the way top, maybe. We'll wait and see. And slowly walking up there, they're gonna go all the way top. No, gonna park themselves right here actually. So Danny could be in a bit of trouble here. But Corey gonna face up against Andrew in this bottom lane in the meantime. Could be looking for that early Midas once again. And MVP with no one up here, Ro4 just gonna get free farm. Sand King, sandstorming up, getting these creeps, and Zephyr not seeing an opening on this middle lane. Danny's playing very far back, literally just forcing him to be. Throwing out loads of harass up there. And it seems Yosin's going to rotate towards the top lane and make sure no push comes. But in the meantime, going to continue to duke it out mid. Danny going to maybe push the bottle here. However, Blitz in a bit of trouble now. Falling lower and lower. Last hit missing, so it's very lucky for him. Doesn't take too much damage. Now Danny going to have some space to last it. And Andrew going to spot out Purge coming in. As Yosin tries to soak up some experience on the top lane. But again, very dangerous combo for any hero that's up here. Gonna have lots of stun potential. Kill potential, rather. As do have the lift from Rubik as well as the stun from Sand King into a Mirana arrow setup. Certainly spooky. And now just Protean's playing pretty passively. Bambo, meanwhile, in the woods picking up that bottle and stacking this up to a triple stack now, it seems. So it seems Zephyr may have banned out that mid lane Shadow Fiend last game for a good reason. Danny playing a very good Shadow Fiend right now, level 4, and as I mentioned that, the kill potential from the top lane has proved effective. Venomants are falling down to the combo, so first blood miss in both games thus far, but no worries there. Yosin gonna teleport back to the top lane and doesn't have wards yet, still level 1. Let's see my time picking up boots. So this middle lane, really looking at just the CS, Blitz being down 11 to 19, so Danny playing that Shadow Fiend very, very well. Maybe he got some lessons for Demon while he was here. As he is in the lead very much on CS so far. 20-10 to 11-3 of Blitz, so Blitz is getting shut down this mid lane by the Shadow Fiend. Zephyr may got their hands stuck in the cookie jar with this Shadow Storm Spick as a gank now from Sunbee onto Blitz. Blitz gonna fall here, last hit by Danny, so Danny getting a very, very good early start. Not being up on last and now getting that last kill onto Blitz. So 2-0 in MVP's favor. Certainly looking strong in the other parts of this second game. And Andrew gonna find a double damage bottom, gonna protect it while Danny works his way down to come and get it. Yosin playing very passively now in that top lane. Seeing Sunbee. Sunbee, good look for the stun here. No, just forcing him back. In the meantime, Corey farming up very well in the bottom lane, surpassing Mirana, but Danny now. Blitz going for the turn kill possibly. Danny now popping double damage, however, and Blitz gonna back off. Doesn't want to take too many right clicks if he dives too far. And Danny surviving that attempt on his life just from Blitz. And Corey going to be looking towards the early Lincolns, I would assume, picking up the Ring of Health. No Midas this time. Then we're now level 4, clearing that large instance, or large camp quad stack. I'm going to get the second one now. Start working towards throwing out that tower, of course. And oh yeah, Danny proving his dominance in the mid lane over Blitz on the Storm. Storm being, of course, Blitz is one of his best heroes. And it seems Banwa going to go for the Midas this game after seeing Corey's Midas from our last game. So MVP certainly looking to take this towards the late game, and they do have the advantage of the laning phase thus far, so it's certainly not behind and not going to pay too much for this early greed, as Storm is behind on his arcane boots, doesn't have them. Not really timing for him yet, but of course, the earlier the better. Sitting on only about 120 gold. And we did see a rotation out there from Sunby on mid, but warded up by Zephyr, so not going to get the kill this time. And Yosin now going to try and defend this top tower. Does have only 180 health left on it. Sunby going to rotate in. Tower falls. MVP getting that tower. Now Blitz in a bit of trouble. Raises, insane raises from Danny there, getting the kill onto Blitz. So Blitz falling again for the second time in mid lane. Solo kill there by Danny. So well done by him. Blitz just being dominated so far. Danny is looking at worth these very much on top. 3,600 gold. One next below him, but Zephyr seeming just to fall behind in this early laning phase, which is something they really plan to dominate with their lineup. It's not working out for them, however. And Blitz teleporting back into the mid lane. And Bamboo continuing to farm up in the woods. Has the lasso available, but certainly wants this blink or maybe move to travels before he really moves out. And Yosin going to start throwing up wards, but the push going to come in from MVP regardless. 3 points in the wards now, as he does have level 5. Matching the supports of MVP. And that of Andrew. And just looking at the XP per minute, but we want the hero levels. It's level 9 on the Shadow Fiend now. Definitely something scary, that Shadow Fiend getting a early head start. Gonna work towards the BKB, already has his treads. And Blitz sitting on a Robe of the Magi. So behind it in this mid lane. Danny getting another rune. Gonna be the haste rune in the top. Gonna see if he can get Blitz again in the mid lane with Mafia. Blitz likely gonna see this if he's playing well enough back. And Andrew has the Vendetta. Sunby doesn't have the ultimate yet, so it just seems like Zephyr is gonna push on this tower. No, not just yet. Corey morphing just in case that stun comes out from Sunby. And rotation from Mafia now, so 3 heroes on the bottom lane for MVP. Gonna make sure that Zephyr doesn't get this tower if we decide to push it, but MVP falling back as I say that. They now in the woods, accelerating this farm with those extra levels and the ability to just flash from the jungle so fast with the raises. And Blitz going to try and catch up in the mid lane in the meantime. But Andrew, of course, has the Vendetta ready. Could look for another kill here, as he does have Mafia in the mid lane to assist. In the meanwhile, phase now up on Bono. Bono having that. Oh, no. As I was about to say it, popping it. And it seems Bambo getting that blink now, so could look for a kill on whoever he pleases. Corey, 100 right click damage already, 9 minutes in the game. Blitz picking up treads now. And blinking from Bambo on Sunby. Sunby now going to be blown up, and 4 heroes here for MVP now. MVP could be, Zephyr rather could be in a bit of trouble. Corey now stunned up. Raise from Danny hitting. And Soul Assumption from Purge. Gonna kill the mix. And zipping from Blitz. Blitz gonna zip right into Mafia. Mafia falling now. Banwa falling. So a 3-0, a 3-1 there for Zephyr. Good bounce back by them. Blitz getting back in the game a little bit with those 2 kills that they got in the bottom lane, and Danny gonna have to back off. But Corey dying in that bottom lane. Has the killer now. Aquila rather. And gonna keep working towards that Lincoln's. Gonna be a ways away though. Certainly gonna be quite a while before we see it. And let's look at last knives. Shadow Fiend is so far on top. It's just insane. Absolutely disgusting thus far by Danny. Just great play out of him. He's going to look to push the top lane. Didn't get the level 6 ult. Some of that's dodged very frequently by Venom players nowadays, figuring they don't need the ult until they're going to plan on taking team fights or just have max wards. And Zephyr getting that bottom tower finally. Corey now having enough to pick up the rest of his perseverance, and Danny actually going to build a very aggressive item. Going to build the blink instead of finishing his BKB. Certainly wants to show off some of his flashy Shadow Fiend play, it seems. Again, I do understand now why there was that last Shadow Fiend ban out by Zephyr in the previous game. Ugh. Just Danny gonna be powering through Zephyr if he gets enough farm on Shadow Fiend. And now let's continue to work towards his Orchid. As Radiant's Courier falls to a stab from Andrew. Rip in peace, my little penguin. And MVP, successful gank on the Courier there for them. Well done. As they get the kill and all back off. It seems we're not going to be working towards that Lincoln's as well. Yeah, Blitz could be in a bit of trouble now. No, but 4 heroes mid for MVP. Could look to push the mid tower. Blitz going to get the illusion rune, and MVP going to rotate top, check the runes as they know it's not bottom. We're going to find out that Blitz got it, however. So, bottom one now, playing a bit too far up. Blitz could zip on him, but not going to do it. Seeing the 4 heroes mid for MVP. And Persian going to pull the trees behind the tower. Then he gets some right clicks on it. It does a truck ton of damage. However, Bambo blinking and getting the lasso onto Danny. Danny's ult being cancelled there by the stun from Bambo. Sit back in from Blitz and gonna get the kill onto the Sand King. Next in the meantime also falling. Now, Visage gonna fall, or Rubik rather gonna fall there as Visage pops the Soul Assumption. And another 3-0 for Zephyr in that mid lane. Danny just not being able to do enough, that ult being cancelled. Certainly maybe regretting that BKB now as it was delayed. And of course that Sand King dying before he could, did pop. I seem to try to channel the ult, so it seems that Sun from Bamboo canceled 2 ults there. Well done by him. And of course Nyx also falling in that fight, so Zephyr gonna look to push this mid lane now with the Veno wards. Just the 2 here though, so Corey could be in a bit of trouble if the Vendetta and stun comes out from Andrew and he falls. The ultimate orb now on him. EOS is going to fall, however. Triple stun. Deep in from Danny. MVP once again to look to aggress on this mid lane. No lasso up, however, this time, so going to be a bit safer. As well as the Venom being down. And Bam, we're going to drop some napalm on the ground there with his Firefly. The tower gets pushed by creeps in the top lane. Now 4 staff up for Bambo next. Danny now buying the BKB recipe. Another 1400 gold off the Mithril Hammer to finish it, however. And yeah. So I'm sure if we take a look at the gold graph now, we will see it being in MVP's favor early on, and yes, then falling into Zephyr's favor after taking these past 2 team fights. 3-1 and 3-0 respectively, and Blitz in the meantime picking up that kill top. Blitz, how are we going to pay with his life? Mafia stealing the zip. And Blitz now going to fall. And D does to the Nyx with double damage. So, turning his life for the carry of MVP there, but the true carry in this game is Danny. So, no, not too big a deal for them, but punishing that early Midas for sure. Not getting Lincoln's up fast enough. And Zephyr gonna continue to push mid. Sunby. I'm not gonna look for a deny. Has the ult up now, so could go for a soul cure on Corey, but likely not gonna even try. Andrew with Vended It Up again could look for a soul kill on Eosin, and with Danny rotating in could be certainly possible. Morphling in the meantime, killing the Sand King mid, so rest in peace, little buddy, and Eosin gonna be popped by the Nyx and Danny. Teleporting from Blitz, Plots, whatever you want to call them. And MVP, Danny and Andrew's gonna back off now. Still really questioning that Blink hasn't been put into too much good use yet. So again, Sand King did die in that mid lane earlier. After towering down, spent a bit too much, well, spent time there and just wasn't able to escape, as they Zephyr just probably dropped the sentry ward and surprised them. So both teams gonna look to push now. Zephyr gonna push the top as MVP pushed the mid. Bambo, however, gonna see if he can test it or do what he can. Maybe just get a lasso onto Danny. That stun coming up from him. Gonna push them all back a bit. And teleports in now from Zephyr, so could. And zip in from Mafia, so Mafia pretending like he's playing Storm Spirit. However, the MVP is gonna back off. Both teams exchanging towers there as Zephyr did get the T1 top. And Rana popping the ultimate now. These do provide no vision, mind you, so Zephyr does not know. Corey now in trouble. All popped by Shadow Fiend, and pop goes the Morphling. So Corey falling there. Certainly gonna be still set behind. Was really close that Lincoln's there, but falling beforehand, so not gonna get it in time. Only about 300 gold off now though. And MVP gonna try and get this Roshan with the minus Harbor from the Dark Lord passive. Gonna be able to easily get it likely. And Bambo gonna be sent up here from Sunby and raises, gonna finish him off. So Zephyr just losing 2 there too. Over aggressive play from either. As just a 1v5 in both those situations, and it definitely seems like MVP is going to get this into Aegis and likely put it on Danny. Indeed they do. Now MVP smoking up and probably just going to rotate and get the last tier 1 tower on bottom. Danny going to wait for that 18-minute rune though, and just invis. So Zephyr, losing that lead with those 2 kills they threw away, or gave to MVP essentially, and losing the experience certainly as well. Jump up now on Bambo, so any kind of Shadow Blade, that kind of stuff. And Rana ult, the Sandstorm from Sand King, not going to be as effective as it once was, as well as the Vendetta from Nyx. Certainly good pick up by Bambo, they definitely needed it. Now Blink's coming out on the Nyx as well as the Sand King, so a lot of Blinks on Team MVP this game. Lots and lots of Blinks for sure. Likely going to see Rurik build one if he gets enough gold at any point in time. Definitely good here to initiate with the Blink in the lift. And Mirana still working on the Lincoln's Morphling, having it flown out to him just now. And Danny popping the invis, looking for some kills in the bottom lane as MVP are collapsing on the area, and sentries dropped from Zephyr. I'm not sure if they spotted him out, but certainly could have, possibly. But again, no vision, I believe. Yeah, from these wards. Or no, rather, that's the one I was looking for. Yeah, no vision from sentries. So probably didn't see him. Zephyr now waiting for someone to come from his lane, protecting Corey and all essence. And Mirana about to finish up at Lincoln's as Corey just finishing his. Purge with a medallion and a orchid club. Yosin working towards the mechanism, and Blitz could be in a bit of trouble having that orchid though. And Andrew now vended it up. Blitz could be in a bit of trouble. No, it's just Andrew now. No one else for MVP really here. Not gonna be able to get a solo kill on that Storm Spirit either. Oh, hold on. MVP now collapsing. Blitz dodging the stun out from Andrew, teleporting out instantly and escaping that gank very well. And Ambo now gonna look for a kill on this bottom lane, but Sunbee gonna look for the big ult. Blinken, Echo, or Epicenter, killing Yosin as well as Purge, so big play by him, getting a free 2 kills there just with the ultimate. So Zephyr not playing as well as he did in game 1, but Sunbee and just pulling that ultimate off fantastically. Just the unusual picks, I guess, from MVP here, just really catching Zephyr off guard. Didn't expect the Sand King, I'm sure, and the Shadow Fiend. I'm sure they knew about it, but really having more of an impact than they thought about. As Blitz really did get dominated mid, and they certainly most likely did not expect that. In the meantime, tower on the bottom goes down, and Shadow Fiend sitting on 3.8k gold nearly. Could go for that early crit, the Daedalus. Probably not though, gonna go for a better item than that. Probably lifesteal. I bet it's lifesteal. And Corey gonna work towards a BKB now, certainly. Doesn't want to take all that epicenter damage. And vented up from Andrew. Gonna be spotted out by the ward tower, so actually barely was in range. Likely saw him though. And Rana popping the ultimate. Bambo spotting him out with the gem, so gonna blink out, and all wasted by MVP. As Bambo did see them with the gem, of course. Zidane still not having fallen once yet. 0 deaths on him. And Bonwa going to be killed likely in this top lane. Soul Assumption out from Purge guarantees that last hit. And Danny, no reaction from him as the supports are rotating in, smoked up. But Zephyr, of course, just teleporting out. And Danny going to lose that Aegis in about another minute now. Roshan won't have that timer for a while as well. And Blitz not going to spot out the smoke, so going to be in a bit of trouble here. And Sunbeat blinking. Missing Blitz, however. Blitz going to zip away now. Make it out safely. As Corey and Houston look to push the bottom lane again, but teleport in from Andrew. Going to see if he can stop it. Going to be a 4-staff on him next. And Danny now having 4.8k gold. Could we see that rapier? He's getting loads of money. Not buying anything, so who knows at this point. Could just eventually just try and get an item out, right? But Mafia going to be working towards the 4-staff as well. And yeah, not too much else. Blitz going to be working towards the BKB now as well. Lots of BKBs coming out. Such a good item, of course, gives you that magic immunity that everyone loves. Bono really not having any item progression thus far. Maybe pick up that BKB next, but we'll see. And Bo now. Gonna see Danny mid. Danny could be the subject of a lasso. No, blinks out as Bamboo blinks in, so makes it out safely. Bamboo now could be in trouble as Sunbee and Mafia rotate in, and Bamboo gonna fall now, it seems. 4-staffs himself away, and Andrew gonna do the cheeky play of walking in the fire and using the spike carapace to stun him. Last raise coming out from Danny, slaying Bambo, so Bambo paying with his life there for that attempt on Danny. Of course, for the Sand King and the haste. Surely didn't expect that. And now Blitz gonna be spotted out by Andrew. Blitz, if he walks in this direction, may see him, but Vendetta, stun, Blitz going to fall. So another successful gank by Andrew there. Danny not even have to be there, just Mafia and Andrew cleaning him up. So Zephyr just really being outplayed in this mid game, I'd say. It's probably the best word for it. I mean, they did have to come back from that late, like, that bad early game start where Jenny got a lot of farm. And just looking at the goal graph, like you can see that dip, that first dip where it was MVP and Danny just dominating the mid lane. Then that spike up was when Zephyr won the team fights, and now the bottom part is where Zephyr just thrown their lives away, really. Losing heroes left and right, just solo. Being picked apart all across the map as MVP supports rotating very well. And now, ult out, onto Bambo from Sunby. Sunby gonna clean up Bambo. As well as Banwa, so MVP now could look to push this bottom tower. Oh, never mind, it's down, but could just look to push all the way in to the tier 2 now. Corey now having the BKB up, however, so gonna be a plus side for Zephyr, but I don't know, but I've really noticed that Zephyr haven't been going for they haven't been going for any ganks, really. They're behind, just like, hey, let's farm, just, you know, hope our Morphling can carry us, but really hasn't been that way this far. Morphling dying twice, of course, and MVP gonna push this bottom tower now. No contest from MVP yet, and Andrew, as well as somebody gonna get another kill on Blitz, so Blitz just not being ready for all this aggression on himself in top lane. And Bambo gonna lasso up Mafia now in trouble, as he does have the lost the gem, I forgot, lost it in that mid lane or that top lane gank. And Brown not gonna go towards that Deso, so copying item for him thus far. Corey's build. Butterfly now up on Danny, so not buying anything big, just the butterfly. No, not special, just a decent item. But Blitz just needs the Mithril Hammer now for the Storm Spirit, and Zephyr gonna push the bottom lane with 4. As Danny is nearby, can certainly do a lot of damage with the BKB and the ultimate, and the level 3 ultimate from Danny, by the way. Andrew now vended up. Let's see if he gets another kill here. Ward from Andrew, of course, spotting him out. Corey now being stunned up. Lincoln's popped, and Danny now dropping in, ulting. BKB popped. Gonna go on Eosin first. Eosin falling now. Corey gonna have to run away as he cannot take those right clicks from Danny, especially with the right clicks. And Zephyr gonna have to fall back here. Purge not gonna be in a bit of trouble, however. So Eosin and Purge falling in that fight. Danny cleaning up both kills there. Well done by him, certainly. Oh, that blink paying off with the BKB ult, forcing really Zephyr to fall either way. Someone's running towards the tower, someone running away from the tower. But 2 chunks there, and Morphling popping that BKB charge, that first BKB charge, the very important 10-second BKB charge, and just using it to run away. And Bambo. Good spot this Roshan, of course. And just blown up instantly as they just had a feeling, I guess. Going to be an attempt here on Roshan by MVP. And I'm sure if we take a look at the goal graph, it's certainly going heavily in favor now of MVP, and experience a lot in MVP's favor. Nearly encroaching upon 14,000, but sitting at 12,000 for the time being. And just Zephyr, as I said, not really wanting to take the team fights anymore. After those 2 successful ones, just really backing off and saying, hey, let's farm up a bit. And it's just not paying off for them. That farm not really getting any items up with the farm they've been trying to get, and just pushing the lanes all around. And run out popped. And Nick's gonna look for another kill here. Certainly having great success thus far with those Vendetta ganks. But no kill this time, Vendetta wearing off. Mafia stealing those wards from Eosin. And Banwa, of course, having that Discillator now sitting on 1,000 gold. And Corey, BKB up. Lincoln's, and we'll see what he goes for next, sitting on about 1,500 gold. Danny now nearly 4,000 gold on the Shadow Fiend. But really all I can say is this game may go late unless MVP start playing a lot more aggressively and not reactionary. But zipping in on these creeps, gonna zip right out away, however, as there are 4 MVP heroes right there. Blitz now having the BKB, I believe. His recipe is on the courier. Yeah. So Blitz finishing the BKB now. Working the BKB up on him. And Corey picking up the Ghost Scepter, probably going to put that into an Eth Blade. Throw Blade, of course, being a great item. Disables. Doesn't let you be attacked as well as any other person attack, so could just cast out on the Shadow Fiend if they're in a fight and run. Danny continuing to farm up though. Take a look at those net worth graphs and just total domination by Danny. And Bono, of course, in second by 4k gold. Then the Morphling, then the Storm, so Zephyr just, again, losing out in that mid game, trying to take back, or no, losing out in the early game rather. Trying to take it back in the mid game and just not being able to succeed after having the 2 team fights.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yusin has the mechanism up, gonna start placing wards, but playing stun from Sunbee. Sunbee can make it out, however. Banwa, meanwhile, almost killing Yusin. Nope, gonna fall to that last melee creep. Poor Yusin. Only that creep weren't there. But again, Zephyr just losing one guy at a time. Yusin playing a bit too far up and falling. And MVP now gonna kill up Corey here. Ult from Danny. Ult being cancelled, however, Sunbee's still getting his ult off. Blasted away by Bambo. And zipping from Blitz. Blitz popping the BKB. Not even forcing Danny to pop his BKB, but just too much damage coming from Danny there. As Danny doesn't have the crit, but certainly heavy right clicks from him. Lots of damage. What is that? Like 250? Yeah, about 250. 250 right clicks from Danny, and mid lane gonna be pushed now. Buyback status is no, all Radiant, so gonna have to wait for Blitz and Bambo to come back alive, but clutch all canceled there by Bambo, but just not enough in that fight as Sunbee was still able to get his ult off, but did pay for his life, of course, did fall in that fight. Mid-rack's gonna go down, MVP getting that mid-raxing done and just gonna back off. Very cautious play, don't want to throw this game too and fall down 0-2 to Zephyr. But yeah, strong rebound thus far by MVP, so well done by them. And yeah. Shadow Fiend sitting on 4.1k gold now, still has that Aegis. I also really like that zipping from Blitz that he died for. Wasn't too big a deal. Oh, now pushing up the Reaver on Danny. So Danny's certainly becoming quite the carry. Has the Butterfly, has the Reaver, has the BKB, has the Blink. Could likely work towards boost travel, but Blitz again being just ganked up here. Really, I think that's what the Blink tag is really for on MVP, just the initiation. Somebody being able to blink, as well as the Nyx being able to blink just on the Blitz. Like, even if he had a gem, he'd still be in a lot of trouble here, as so many heroes just have the potential to blow up instantly or stun him instantly, and having that more than one possible stun, even if he had a link, still wouldn't do anything. Like, he has to pop that BK preemptively, and he's not going to know. So, like, really, Zephyr just getting their hands stuck in the cookie jar with this game and the early Storm pick. It's just, MVP has the counter for the Storm Spirit. It'd be better off just not picking it. Especially again with the Morphling. Like, the Morphling is not a hero that deals well with stuns. I mean, he does have the BKB, but can really be initiated on pretty easily. And Age is going to fall on Danny, but not going to matter. They're still going to continue this push. Storm Spirit down, of course, for Zephyr, and again, very safe play from MVP. I'm not going to go for the racks. Going to back up. And probably just farm up. Seems to be the course of action, as the gold lead is now in 12,000 for MVP's favor. And nearly 20,000 in the XP game, and another blink on Rubik. So all but Rana having the all but Rana now having a blink rather. She does have the lead power, which is similar, so same effect there, but really gank heavy by MVP. I did say that Zephyr, hey, you know, they do have really high gank potential on their team, but it seems that MVP and all these blink daggers now having all the gank potential. MVP having the team fight as well. Corey now in a bit of trouble. Andrew jumping on him. Danny now going to go for blitz, throwing out the right clicks, and ult from Danny. Not going to hit much. Sunby also ulting. Not going to hit much either. Andrew did die there, but going to buy back instantly. Corey now being chased down by these creeps, but MVP is going to back off. So a 0-for-0 exchange there. Another team taking any casualties. However, Murna does pick up the data list now. Roshan timer going to be shown in like 30 seconds or so. And yeah, Andrew going to find out blitz again. Let's see if he goes for the kill, but 3 MVP heroes in the nearby proximity. Zephyr going to, or no, Bamboo rather, not going to see him as no gem. They do have dust, however. And Andrew still skirting around these MVP heroes. Or Zephyr heroes, rather. Could just be waiting for a TP and going to see if he can cancel it. It'd be certainly a good idea by him. 4 steps away, blinks, and going to run away. Positive Vendetta once again. They do have very short cooldowns if you don't pop it by the time that it expires. Seeing it's level 3 now. And Andrew, I'm not going to look for any stalking along. Bomb tower and then siege by MVP, however. So Zephyr going to have to teleport back. Of course, Bambo going to start fire flying, dropping the fire on the ground. Make sure these creeps don't make it in unscathed. And all of Zephyr now back in the base. Blinking from Sunby on Eosin. Eosin going to have to pop the mech and run away. Top turret going down in Zephyr's favor. Zipping from Storm onto the creeps. And MVP gonna place one safely. No, just gonna back off once again. Roshan is up in a minute past, another minute now. So another 1 minute and 6 seconds as the clock said. And yeah, both MVP just playing very, very carefully, waltzing their way around the map really. As Zephyr having the 5-man push only at this point to make sure they don't die. Ethereal Blade now finished on the Morphling. Bambo having found it his kill to contest Roshan, but of course not up yet. No wards yet from Zephyr either. Zephyr, I feel really this Roshan fight that's coming up could be the last chance for them to get in the game. Because if they do lose this Roshan, they will be very much behind, and the impending push from MVP and the Shadow Fiend would be something very scary to deal with. Danny no longer having space for that TP scroll now, however. So picking up the crit though. Dangerous thing is a Shadow Fiend with crit and lots of farm on top of it. In the meantime, Zephyr playing very aggressive in the dire woods, as both teams trying to meander on the Roshan pit, wandering, and Roshan now up. MVP gonna see, yeah, it's there. So Danny, what are you gonna sell? Your boots? Your blink? What are you gonna do? Now Zephyr rotating in, having the smoke up, and stun going out into Andrew. Blink from Sunby up onto the high ground now. Blitz stunned up by the Mirana arrow. Blitz gonna just eat it from Mirana. Wow. Too many right clicks from Mirana now. Alton from Sunby, so Sunby taking out Eosin, and now Corey gonna have to run away as well. Being chased down by Sunby and Mafia, however. And Corey gonna go down. This is really very grim for Zephyr. MVP could just look to push the base now and really end the game now. Gold 15,000, their favorite experience. Eclipsing 20,000 now. Gonna go for the Zerax, however. And really just Zephyr not gonna GG out, it seems. This game all but over now, it seems, with Storm as well as the Morphling down. Just gonna have no way to contend. Gonna lose 2 racks on top now, just bottom. Could be next in line, but MVP again with that very safe play, not gonna go for it. It's gonna go back in Ro4 now. But 2 racks is down now. 2 lanes of racks is down now for Zephyr, so that Ro4 gonna be near impossible for them to try and contest. Is like all these creeps are just gonna be in their base. Push top is slowly gonna push in, and mid's already pushed in. Bono making sure that bottom lane starts pushing in, and he's now working towards that BKB. So Zephyr gonna do what now? Roshan falling very quickly to MVP. Don't know who's gonna take the stuff yet. Andrew gonna pick up the Aegis and Rana the cheese. BKB now finished on Marana. Gonna have to sell that BKB and make space. Or sell the Midas is what I meant. Sell the Midas and pick up the BKB is what I meant to say. Sorry about that. Sell the BKB you purchased. Yeah, great idea. But yeah, MVP very much in lead. Zephyr really struggling to hang on at this point. I'm not sure how they're going to fight in MVP. At this point, MVP just grouping his 5, playing very, very safely ahead in farm. Really, Bono being the person separating from the pack and trying to get more items up just to make sure he is on the backup in case Danny dies. But let's look at the last hits. Danny 333, Corey sitting 290, but not having the items that Danny has, nor the items that Rana has. Only having the 2 big items, the Blade and the BKB right now. Just not seeing them come back in this game, but I don't know. They have a feeling, so I guess I'll have a feeling. I'll try and believe in them in this. But MVP now going to look and rotate and try and get these bottom racks. And then Mascomantis now up on Bambo. I understand like Mascomantis' increased move speed and such, but at this point, like, if you're not lassoing the Shadow Fiends, you're gonna get blown up with that damage amp. 30% extra damage. Ooh, it's like you're gonna be taking like 400 damage right clicks if you don't lasso the Shadow Fiend, but he's gonna speed along through these. Jeez. All the way through the trees. Really? No, and MVP gonna look to re-engage here. Popping the Rana ultimate. And Corey could be the subject of a... And... Corey gonna be blown up here. Possibly could be just in time here, so gonna make it out alive initially. Blitz, however, zipping in onto Sunby. Blitz making it out now. Yusin popping the ult as he falls. Soul Disruption from Purge hitting the Sand King. But 2 for 1 there, but Zephyr having to play very like aggressively, and Blitz now falling from the vendetta of Mixed Assassin. So wait, 3 for 1 now. Purge buying back instantly. And they're gonna try and contest this tower, but really not gonna see it happen. Curry is alive, but Purge gonna fall a second time now. Stun misses on Corey. Corey gonna have to back up into the fountain. No, lasso from Bambo now. Going to kill Danny. Danny gonna be up with his first death of the game now. Oh no, pops the Reaver, just can sit in the fountain and take up all that damage, and GG finally coming out from Zephyr here. Corey likely saving Danny's life there, it seems. What are you doing that for, bud? But game ends. Zephyr trying to hold on for a lot longer than they should have tried in that game. Waiting for the comeback for too long, and gonna lose this game too. So 1-1, series tied up now. Zephyr dropping game 2. MVP coming back now. Magnificent play by Danny, as well as Sunby in that game. But yeah, just really no ball out of control for Zephyr in that game, as they wanted really their Morphling and Storm Spirit to do. Just going the other way into Danny's favor, and as well as Andrew with that magnificent Nyx play and the vendettas and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so 1-1, series tied up. Game 2, again, casted by Frouwo. I hope you guys liked this. If you did, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. Share the video. If you didn't like it, you can contact me via various social media avenues such as Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and I will likely respond to your constructive criticism with improvement in my casting in the fields you state, hopefully making it watchable at least. So again, thank you for watching. This was Frouwo, and I will see you guys in Game 3. But in the meantime, of course, have a nice day.